The heart of the servant is the heart of Jesus. It's the heart of the Father, it's the heart of the Holy Spirit, and it's the heart of the everyday believer. Time and time again, when you look at the life of Jesus, you could see that his heart was to serve. You can look at every single story that he is in the midst of and realize that his heart's posture is one that serves. See, Jesus is about to get arrested. And there's a few aspects that I want to take a look at in this story really quickly. And it's less about the story as a whole, but two heart postures that Jesus carries in the middle of this. There's this question of whom do you seek that Jesus asked. And he's not playing dumb. He understands what's going on. He knows what's about to happen. But he gives them a moment to say that they're searching for Jesus of Nazareth. And in this moment, Jesus has the option to say, no, he's not here, he went that way. Or, oh, go check somewhere else. No, Jesus says, I am he. In this moment, Jesus stands firm in his identity and who God called him and who he was created to be. I am he. I love this reality because Jesus knows his identity and he stands firm in that. Now, I could be wrong, but when I think of this, I can't help but be convinced that Jesus understood his calling. That the Father sent his Son to do this very thing, and Jesus knew that he wasn't going to do anything other than what God has called him to do. In this very moment, he stands so firm, and he realizes that he has a purpose to serve. And Jesus knows that within his own identity. And I believe the same is true for you. That you were created to serve in such a way that I can never do. That your friends can never do. That your parents could never do. But you, uniquely designed, were created to serve. God has given you authority in areas that I will never understand the fullness of. But because of a yes, you will be used to help people bring them into those experiences. Identity is important for us. God made us who we are so that we can make known who he is. Now that could seem like a really selfish thing. Just so God would be known, he would ask us to go do this. But the reality is God created peace. God created joy. God created hope. God created love. God created all the things that we search for. And so he lets us experience those and administer those same things to others to reveal the true identity of what love might be, what hope might be, what joy might be. It's less selfish as more of saying, no, I gave it to you, so go give it to others. You wanted it and so does someone else, and so you were created to go do that. You see, the heart of a servant is one that understands their identity. But the second response that Jesus gives is far different than that of Simon Peter. He's getting taken away and what he does is he pulls out his sword and he slices this man's ear. But Jesus says something that is totally different. He says, put your sword into its sheath, put it away. Shall I not drink the cup that the Father has given me? He doesn't make any excuses of why they could go to battle or why he shouldn't do this. He says, I know what I've been called to do. God has given me this and I'm going to do it. In this moment, he displays the utmost obedience. And obedience is one of the easiest ways that we can show our love to the Father. He says that, but so that the world might know that I love the Father, I do exactly what the Father commands me to do. The Bible tells us in John 13:15, for I have given you an example that you also should do as I have done for you. So in the same way that you might be experiencing peace, you are called to give that to someone else. You see, Jesus gave these answers to people in John 5:19, saying, very, very truly, I tell you, the Son can do nothing by himself. He can do only what he sees his Father doing, because whatever the Father does, the Son also does. He sets the example. He sets the example in your lives to go be displayed to others. See, the heart of the servant is one who stands firm in their identity. The heart of the servant is one who obeys. The heart of the servant pleases God regardless of the circumstance, regardless of our own thoughts about ourselves, regardless of what's going on. The heart of the servant seeks Jesus first.